Welcome to the Friday Power Hour with JB. Okay, here we go. I am going to share my screen and we are digging in. Remember, if this is your hour to work, and not hear me talk, mute me. It's all good. I am not offended by that whatsoever. If you are here to do some work and have some conversation, I'm here for that. And I hope that, where's the shirt when we need it? Where's the shirt when we need it? Okay. What I want to tell you before we dive into the work is that Arnaud Nakaha did a France announcement in the Champions page. If you have not caught that live, as you know, all Facebook Lives live in whatever group that they're in for all eternity. So if you've not had a chance to watch it, it was like 15 minutes long. Just go over there so you know what's happening in the business of which you are a part and running. Take 15 minutes to go over and watch that later. We're going to talk about today qualification dates. We're going to talk about plans. We're going to talk about mindset shifts in social media. We're going to talk about energy shifts and who you want to work with. We're going to talk about CEO mindset. And we're going to remind ourselves that busyness does not equal productivity, and we're going to be productive today. Cool? In the chat thread, before we started, if you scroll up, you will see that I downloaded, uploaded, loaded, whatever, several documents. I downloaded some calendars and I downloaded these slides. So if you're looking for the slides, they're already in the chat thread. And if you have an opportunity, if you're on your laptop, you have an opportunity to download the others, you're going to want them in a little bit. If you don't, it's totally cool. You can take a screenshot. So, but they are in the chat. Well, okay. Stop asking, calm down. Everyone calm down. I'll put them in there. I'll put them in there in a little bit. Everyone needs to calm down. Y'all see, Toy, you get me. So this is what we're gonna talk about today. When we get to those parts, okay, I'll put them back in there, all right? Let's not be demanding. Let's be kind. Okay, qualification dates, in case we don't know what they are. May 27th is the last day to lock in your rank for bonuses. So if you're looking for your 2-star, 5-star, 10-star, 15-star bonus, May 27th is the last day to lock that in and then hold that through the remainder of Q2 to earn the bonus. This is why we talk about 2-star being that game changer, 2-star being that sort of next chapter in your business, because that's the first place where you start to earn a bonus. May 27th is the last day to lock that in. So you've got 3 weeks from today to make sure you've got your ducks in a row to lock in a rank for bonus. And please, for the love of all things Beachbody, if you are at Diamond and you're trying to get to 2-star and you're like, I can't do that in 3 weeks, then you're right, because you've already decided that. But if you are looking at that going, let's freaking go, then you're going to get there. And whether you hit that goal or not, you're going to be a heck of a lot closer than if you already decided 3 weeks ago that you weren't going to make it happen. So that's a decision on you, your business, your goals, CEO. So, and if you have energy that does not align with that or mine, then my power hour is not the place for you. And that's okay. Thursday, June 3rd, 2021, 11:59 Pacific time is the deadline and rank advancement cutoff for virtual summit recognition. Yes, summit is virtual. We wish it was live. It's not, but they are doing recognition. And if you are looking to be a certain rank for recognition at Summit, you've got to be that rank by June 3rd. If it was me, I'd make the date June 3rd and May 27th the same date and just make it May 27th. Be like, dude, I'm gonna lock everything in by May 27th and be there. So those are the dates. And I'm sharing that with you just in case you didn't know that. Okay, so now we're going to get into some conversation and some work time. And I'm going to put those files back in the chat in just a moment. But here's what I want you to screenshot or look at or write down on your notebook. And if those of you that are regulars with me, I often ask you to be writing things down. You have a notebook. This is my little notebook that I'm always taking notes and doing things in. So you likely have one too, because you're the CEO of your business. So in May, I want you to write this down, then I'll ask you to put it in the chat in just a minute. But what program are you doing? What group are you running? And what are the dates of your group? Please write that down. What program are you doing? What group are you running? And what are the dates of your group? Write that down. And give me 1 second to put those things back in the chat. There's one. There's two. Hold on 1 second, just taking me a minute to find. There's three. Okay. Those are the three. We'll get to the slides in a little bit. I would like you to please write that in the chat now. What program are you doing? What group are you running? What are the dates of your group? Ready, set, go. Boom, go. Yes, Angela. Yes. Yes. Boom, boom, boom. Let's go. It should be running. What program are you doing? Oh, great one, Rory. Freak Week. Nice job. What program are you doing? What group are you running? What are the dates of your group? Okay, I'm going to suggest to those of you that are running kind of an ongoing open group, and I'm going to suggest this to you as something to tuck away in your coaching toolbox. So eyes on me. I'm a group exercise instructor. I've been a group exercise instructor for 20 years. Longer than I've been a Beachbody coach. And if someone walked into my class and I just said, we're doing whatever today, nothing would get done. So those of you that are running ongoing groups, I love that. That's amazing. I encourage you to also have a theme, a program, a something, a focus in that group, or it literally is like that person walking into my gym and me going, what do you guys want to do today? Well, they actually came to me to be told what to do, to be given a plan. So people are kind of coming to you for a plan. That's what they're lacking. That's why they're coming to you. So even if you're running an ongoing group, I encourage you, have a theme, have a program, have a something so that they know what they're doing in there. It's why my Project 100 group has habits that we do every day. There's something in there that keeps them on track. Otherwise, they could do it on their own without you, right? But they can't, just like we couldn't. That's why we became coaches. Okay. Next, we're talking about June. What is your focus in June? What group are you running and what are the dates of that group? Write it down first, please, in your notebook. Write it down first, please, in your notebook. What is your focus? What group will you run? What are the dates of the group? It's okay if you don't know. We're going to get to that in a minute. And then July, when do you start to talk about the 645 launch? I know we don't know the exact launch date. I know that. But when do you start to talk about it and how do you start to prep for it on social media? Please write ideas down in your notebook. So you've got about 5 pieces that you're writing down. What's your focus for June? What group will you run and what are the dates of that group? When are you starting to talk about 645? How are you prepping for it on social media? Jot that down. You have a minute. Go. Okay, those of you that know what you're doing in June and the group you'll run and the dates, put it in the chat. Go, go. Katie being smart. Go, write it down. Oh, also, yes, Toy, that's a good one too. Yeah. If you know, write it down. Yeah, good. Okay, so do you see that there are 113 of you on here and some of you don't know what you're doing in June yet. So that's why we're talking about it now, because we need to start to know what we're doing in June. Because I can guarantee you, here's something to think about. To my Disney people, did you see what Disney announced today? They announced a Halloween party. It's May, y'all, and they announced a Halloween party. Okay, that's how companies think. That's you. That's how you should be thinking. They announced a Halloween party in May. So we need to know what we're doing in June. And we might not know that today on May 7th, but that's why we're talking about it now. So we can be starting to think about that. We've got to start to have a plan. If we don't, we're just throwing spaghetti at the wall, wondering why we're not hitting Success Club and recruiting coaches. So when do we start to talk about the program, 645, and what are we going to do to launch it? What do you think? When should we start to talk about this program that no one can really get their hands on until July? When do we start to talk about it? I mean, I don't know that there's a perfect answer. If we start to talk about it now, can anyone get their hands on it? And is everyone going to forget it? Do you know how long our attention span is? For some of you, you can't even pay attention this whole 60 minutes on this power hour. And I'm going to talk about this 645 now and expect you to remember it in July. Are you high? No, that is not happening. That is not happening. So let's just be cognizant of that. Now, if you're Disney and you're announcing something that's happening at Halloween and it's May, you're also Disney with $1 billion advertising campaign and that you're going to be able to advertise. That's not you. You don't have that. So let's just be cognizant of when we're talking about it. Oh, yes. Camille, beautiful. Yes, yes, yes. Talk about a morning routine, plant the seed, doing the workout. Yes. Yes. Genius right there. Do you see how she's pulling the threads of it without talking about the program yet? She's pulling the threads of it. What do we think the program will be based on? Probably some lifting, probably some cardio, probably some flexibility, probably some recovery. What if we're talking about those components? What if we're pulling those threads without actually talking about the program itself? Yes, Katie, yes, brilliant idea. Write that down. A free group on morning routine. Brilliant, brilliant, brilliant. And also, y'all, you don't have to have that dialed in yourself to do that. It can be a learning experience for you too. Brilliant. Okay, awesome. I love it so much. Got some ideas there. Okay, this is what I put in the chat. So if you're not able to like download it, you can screenshot it. Here's what I want you to do. Write down on this calendar the dates and your plan for what you might do. You have a May, a June, and a July here. I put those in the chat. It's not set in stone, but take a screenshot or write it in your notebook and download these calendars and start to plan out your next 3 months. Here's May, here's June, here's July. We know right here, Wednesday through Saturday, basically, is Summit, right? So we know we're going to get some announcements and whatever. So you're really basically planning up till that Wednesday, the 14th. And we'll know more about launches and things like that. You also want to make sure that you put on May 19th, you've got the Surge or the product webinar from Carl Deichler. So we're going to know even more then. So some of your plans could change, but if you've got nothing, if you've got no plan, who's joining you? Because you've got no plan. Well, they have no plan. That's why they're off track. They need you to guide them. When you're wondering what to do in the fall, when you're ready to take a vacation, Disney's already telling you what to do. They have a plan. What's yours? So screenshot these, download these, and start to put some dates around your groups. Also, permission granted to run your groups with other coaches. Nobody has to do this on their own. That's kind of boring. So run it with other coaches. Any questions on this so far? Any questions on planning, on anything that we talked about here? Dates, groups, prepping, calendars, or any of that? Any questions? No, we're good. Okay, because now we're about to get some serious inner work. Because here's the thing, I figured you all, because we'd had back-to-back CEO codes and because you've been like in an inviting blitz, I thought you might be just a little weary of inviting. So I wanted to do, because there is more to the business than just inviting. So I know it's hard to believe because it's what we talk about. That's an integral part of the business, like brushing your teeth every day. But there's more to it than that, because if you don't know what you're inviting to, what are you doing, right? Okay. I don't know what your question is. How much off time do you allow between programs and groups? That is up to you. You know why? Because it's your business. So you play around with that. You get to play around with that and explore what works for you. Some coaches run multiple groups. I don't. So if you've got from experience what you have learned that works for you, put it in the chat. So I wish I knew how to say your name, but I don't, and I'll butcher it, and I think that's rude. So I'm just going to say A. Riley would like to know Azale. Did I say it right? Azale. Did I say it right? Azale? Kind of. It's beautiful now that you phonetically put it out there. Okay. Here we go. Let's talk about who we're speaking to on social media. I was just talking to my team about this, and I was telling them I was going to dive a little deeper into this. This is where we're going to do some inner work and outer work, because you're going to be writing this down. Think about who your dream team coach is. Everybody has one. Everybody knows the kind of coach and who they want on their team. Your dream team coach. What are his or her pain points? What are his or her struggles? What solutions might he or she be looking for? And how can you be in their head when you speak on social? Don't go any further than that. Who is your dream team coach? What are their pain points? What are their struggles? What solutions might he or she be looking for? And how can you be in their head when you speak on social? We're going to take 5 minutes, and you're just going to free write. Do not worry if it's right or wrong or good or bad, or if anyone else thinks this, or what. Just write. What are their pain points? What are their struggles? Solutions they're looking for, and how you can be in their head. No chatting, 5 minutes, all writing. Go.
Okay, before we go to the next section, who wants to write some stuff in the chat that, because I wrote my stuff down too. What are the pain points of the coach that you're looking for? And y'all, I just want to remind you that this is the work that we do before we invite that helps us invite the people we want to invite, again, rather than just throwing spaghetti at the wall. So what are their pain points? Always feeling undervalued in their full-time job. That's brilliant. How many women feel that? Undervalued, underpaid, all of it. Yes. So good. So good. Yes. Yes. Self-confident, lacking in self-confidence, paycheck to paycheck. That was us 100%. Single working mom, Erin, single working moms, single working women, single full-time working moms struggle with balancing nutrition or struggle with balance, which doesn't exist, and nutrition, feeling alone. I wrote that down too. That down too. Finding high vibe women. I wrote that down too, that is a pain point, I think, of the person that I'm looking for. A dead end job with no growth opportunity. Yes, yes, yes. Now, for how many of you, you can just raise your hand. How many of you, these things apply to you or did? Yes. Okay. Yes. Okay. So we're starting to get a clear picture. Okay. So now, second part, we're writing this down too. So now we're talking about you. Now we're talking about you. So turn the page. What wins have you had in your business that would resonate with the person you're speaking to? So Jackie, I'll speak to you for a second because you said women feel undervalued. You feel undervalued. You don't have to have left your job for it to be a win. You might just have found a community of women who kind of think like you, or you have hope and that you might be able to go part-time or find another way of living or leave your job at someone. You don't have to have left your job to have this be a win. So really think about what wins have you had in your business that would resonate with that person that you wrote down. What ways do you support your coach to help them reach their goals? And not just you, but your team. You're writing on your notebook. Write it in your notebook. Your wins that you've had. How do you support your ideal team member? Not just you, but your team. You're part of a larger team. What can they get when they join you? How do you want them to feel? How have you grown because of this business? What words and language can you use that will connect with them? What kind of quick win can you help them get that they might find joy in? So it's right there on the screen. Use those prompts, write it in your notebook, go. Write it in your notebook. We'll write it in the chat in a little bit. Just be writing, no chatting, just writing. Okay, let's talk about these for a minute. I'm going to take it off the share so that you can put it in the chat and I can see it. Talk to me about you. What wins have you had in your business that would resonate with them? How can you support them? How can you talk to them on social? Give me what you are writing down, some of it, not all of it, in your notebook. Write it down. Come on, y'all. I see the questions. I'll get to them in a minute. But if you're not writing this stuff down, who are you inviting? You don't even know how to talk to them. We're just sending stuff out into the intrawebs, hoping that it lands with someone. What can you offer them? How has this changed you? Because that's what you're going to tell them. Because here's what's interesting. When I asked you what the pain points were, man, we could rattle those off. Can you see me scrolling when I'm scrolling? We could rattle those off. Woo, all the pain points. Oh, but now we're a coach. Nothing's changed in our life. We're not any better than the person we're talking to. That can't be true. That can't be true. At the very least, you have hope. At the very least. And that woman who's in her job right now, who feels undervalued and underpaid, she might not. And if you aren't writing that down, then what are you doing here? Because you have hope for something better that you get to create. If you don't know what you offer, how are you inviting? You know what your pain points are. What are you offering them? How are you helping them? How are you speaking to them? And you're speaking to the person you want on your team now. So someone said, am I speaking to the person I was or that's up to you. Who do you want on your team now? Who's the person you're talking to now? Because the person I'm inviting right now is different than the person I was inviting 5 years ago. And that's okay, because I'm different. That's the point. That's the point of being human. That's the human journey. Yay. When someone says you've changed, you should go, yay. Thank goodness. Well, you want to be that person you were in high school? Y'all, I wore blue eyeshadow in high school. Do you want to be doing that? No, you do not. No, you do not. Someone says you've changed. Yes, thank goodness. I sure hope so. I sure hope so. So who you're inviting now could be different than who you were inviting even 6 months ago. And that's okay. You get to decide that. It's your business. It's your business. But if you don't know how to talk to them and who you're inviting, how are you inviting? How are you inviting? No blue eyeshadow. I also wore purple eyeshadow. It was heinous. It is what it is. Okay. If you can visualize this person, even a celebrity that embodies your dream team coach, like if this person was on your team, your life would be like your team would explode. This is the person, like if you had 100 of these people on your team, this person, it'd be so amazing. Like literally, is there someone that you know that embodies those qualities of someone that you want on your team? Can you put a face with that? If so, write their name down in your notebook. Like I have three. I have three women's names. I'm not telling you who they are. It doesn't matter. You don't know them anyway. But I have three women's names who embody. That's cute. Roy, are you trying to get extra credit points? You're funny. Well, you want me to send you a present now? I'm kidding. I have three that I wrote down that are women who I look at them and go, you're you right now. And this season of my life right now, this is who I want on my team. You embody everything I want. If you can put that face with the name, you get to speak to them on social media. That's who you're talking to. So now your invites make a lot more sense. Okay, let's talk about success being an inside job because we're going to get to our invites too. The invites are going to come from that elevated state of energy. What are you doing to elevate your energy every day? And what kind of signal are you sending out into the world? Are you sending out a signal that says, oh my God, this business is so hard. And the only time you want to join my team is when I have a $40 off promo code? Is that the signal you're sending out into the world? And is that going to attract the coach that you want to get? Because the coach that I have written down, the coach that
that embodies the qualities that I would want in a coach on my team right now in this season of my life, she doesn't care about a $40 promo code. She just doesn't care. So I can speak to that because I know that. What is the coach that you want to attract, and what kind of energetic vibration are you sending out into the world? It has to align. If it doesn't, your invites are just going out into space. And then we're wondering why we're not hitting Success Club, and we're wondering why we're not adding coaches to our team. Aaron, I'm not talking about who you have on your team right now. I'm talking about who, if you could get anyone, who would that person be? If you could, and from when I think of who it is, it's people that I know I can put a face with a name. Maybe for you, it's like Jericho. Oh my gosh, Jericho embodies everything. I wish I could have a coach like Jericho on my team. And then every time you're talking on social media, you're talking to Jericho. Think about it. Yeah, Shalene Johnson, think about it. Who would you want on your team? And then when you're talking on social media, when you're inviting, you're talking to them. You're talking to them. It might be someone you know. It shouldn't be someone on your team already because they're already on your team. You've grown from the time that you've invited them. You've evolved. We're looking for that next coach, your dream team coach. And from that state, you're going to send 10 invites right now. So from that state that's like, girl, you have no idea what you're going to get when you join my team. You're going to speak to the person you're sending your invite to exactly how we've talked about the last 45 minutes. You're going to talk about their pain points. You're going to talk about what you can offer them, and you're going to invite them. So you got 10 minutes to send 10 or more invites with purpose and intention, speaking to the people that you want to speak to. Ready, set, go.
Okay, I'm gonna stop you because we're moving on. And then we'll come back and you can finish off if you didn't get 10 out. But we're gonna talk about the CEO mindset to kind of wrap everything up. Do I have another one after this? Oh, I do. Okay. I thought I did. I thought I had a quote to finish this off. So CEO mindset is something I want to talk to you about because we are entering a phase right now where there aren't any launches. We had April and a little bit of May with a program launch and 2 sets of promo codes. And it was fast and fun to build a business. But guess what? We're entering a season, which is really the majority of how we build a business, where we don't have a launch right now and we don't have promo codes. And you get to decide if you're the CEO of your business or if you're kind of only building a business when there are promo codes. Now, let me tell you, these are your goals and this is your business and you get to decide the kind of business that you want to build. But remember, I'm speaking to the highest version of yourself. This business has changed my life and the lives of thousands of others. I'm always going to push you to see the potential, not just in the business, but in yourself. And while it's totally fine to want to build a hobby business and a part-time business, I'm going to push you hard to build more than that, because I think that women with income change the world. And I want you to have more money in your life. And this platform where we get to do it as our job, our health and fitness journey is our job, and we get to create income and help others do the same. We get to change the world on the best possible way that we possibly can. And I think that comes from, it's grounded in this CEO mindset, which means 3 things to me. To me, it could mean different to you, but it kind of means 3 things to me. It's an intersection of training and consistency, connections, and energy, mindset, and personal growth. And somewhere in there, that intersection, that sweet spot, is your definition of a thriving business. Not mine, not the coach next to you, and not your uplines. Your definition of a thriving business. And your definition of a thriving business right now in this season of your life could be different than it is later. Mine has changed over the years because my seasons of life has changed, and yours will too. I also see the potential and possibility much more clearly now than I did when I first started 13 years ago. So my definition of a thriving business changes. Consistency, connections, energy, mindset, personal growth. I think when all this comes together, we get to create a thriving business to our definition. So what's training and consistency? Well, this would be training, along with everything that your team offers, along with everything that Beachbody offers. We don't need more training, but we probably need to be more consistent with the training that we have. Connections means literally reaching out and staying connected, showing up in every possible way. Think about the people here on this Friday Power Hour that we now know their faces because they show up every single time. Those are connections. We're going to see them at a live event sometime and go, oh my God, I know you, even though we don't, because we've seen them, because we're staying connected. If you disengage from your team page and you disengage from your business, please do not expect it to be there for you when you come back. Connections have to be nurtured just like any other relationship. And then energy, mindset, personal growth. There is no growing a business unless you grow yourself. Period. There's growing nothing in life unless you grow yourself. That's where I think the intersection of a thriving business is, which is why I prefaced this whole Power Hour with, this is not the place for success. What's success club mean? Or what's COO mean? Or what's that? Because those aren't CEO mindsets in this space today on a Power Hour. Those are things we talk to our upline coaches about later. Having a CEO mindset really is back to the very, very beginning. It's knowing this. It's knowing that there was an announcement in the champions page. I should go watch that. It's knowing qualification dates, or not just knowing, but knowing where to find them. You might not have that stuff off the top of your head. That's okay. You don't need to know that. You need to know where to find them. You need to have a plan for your business. That's a CEO mindset, having a plan. Throwing spaghetti at the wall, not knowing who you're inviting, just throwing a bunch of crap out there and hoping that it sticks. That's not a CEO mindset. That's not going to build a business that changes lives. Not using a calendar, not a CEO mindset. Not knowing who you're speaking to, not a CEO mindset. When you have a CEO mindset and you're in that beautiful, sweet space of a thriving business, things start to get into flow because you're showing up, you're doing the training, you're working on your energy and your personal mindset. Success is an inside job. That's how you build a business, because you work on you. You work on you.
The transformation might become apparent in the after picture, but that doesn't even show what's going on the inside. And when you do that, you can build a thriving business. So as you move into May and June, and until we get to that launch, these next 2 months, are you choosing to have a CEO mindset and build a business? Or are you here for promo codes? Because this little time right now, it's going to get really exciting on May 19th when Carl unleashes some of the announcements that are coming. But we don't have a launch and we don't have promo codes. Are you building a business, or are you kind of hanging out and waiting and then wondering why your business doesn't work? What is your mindset? A CEO mindset is one that takes control and does the doable, whether they're promo codes or not. This is a quote I'm leaving you with today. Don't be in the business of playing it safe. Be in the business of creating possibilities for greatness. And you know that comes from my favorite person ever on the face of the planet, Bob Iger. Don't be in the business of playing it safe. Success Club 6, because there's no such thing as 5 anymore, really, is safe. That's playing it safe. You are better than that. You're better than that. Be in the business of creating possibilities for greatness for yourself and others. Don't be in the business of playing it safe. Anyone can do that. That's not who you are. That's not who you want to be. It's not who you want to become, and it's not who you want to attract. Not if you want to build a business. And remember, I'm speaking to the highest version of you who wants to build a business. Be in the business of creating possibilities for greatness. So that is what I have for you today. I hope you found some. I'm trying to find a really good song. Oh, how about this? Let's see if we can make this play. I hope you found some value in that. Hold on, I gotta get my song here. Maybe. You know I won't be able to find it just because I want to find it. Hold on. Okay, here. I got it.
Elphaba, why couldn't you stay calm for
That's right.
once?
That's right. So if you don't know this musical, who are you? I hope you found some value. Did everyone get like the templates for the calendars and all that kind of stuff? I hope you did. Go freaking be great. All right. I'll see you in 2 weeks.